Oh, I don't agree with you, sister. I think you're getting clocked, but not in a bad way, but people are just going to know. There are girls
Yeah.
that you can't even say that to without it being an issue, taking it as shade, taking it like there's girls that, to be honest, other than you and Davina, because y'all got my personal cell, any other trans girl other than you or her, I would never be able to have this conversation with. And y'all know, I'm not naming names, but y'all know girls that have my personal number, trans girls that are on here. So you can figure
Well,
out
I'm gonna say a
who it
name.
is or
I'm gonna
that.
say a
But
name.
these the only
I'm gonna
two
say a name.
that I could say, sister, we look good, but just don't worry about the whole clock thing because it's gonna happen. Don't let it. Oh, bitch, what you talk about, girl? I'm the one, bitch. I don't get clocked. Da, da, da. That's not my story, bitch. Da, 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 da. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, Faye. I'm gonna say a name because personally, right? I feel as though I have a right to say a name. For one, let me tell you, I'm new here. All right. I'm not superimposing myself on nobody. You know how I am, Faye. I don't do that.
You
So,
don't.
I'm just moving through the streets. I'm doing me. I'm meeting. I'm mingling. I'm having a good time. I come upon
Mm.
Dreka's live, right? And she sees me. She looks at me. I look at her. Now, mind you, I don't know if she clocked me automatically. Because if you did clock me automatically, when I spoke to her, what she said was, when I said, "Hey, how are you?" She was like, "Hi, I'm doing fine. I just came from getting my pap smear and I just feel so comfortable now." And so I'm sitting back and I'm looking at her and I'm thinking like, wow, she must think that I have a whole vagina down there.
Right.
But I'm looking at her like, I'm looking at her like, girl, me and you, we the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then I'm looking at her and she looking at me. And then so she gonna say trollingly, trying to troll me. She's like, "Oh, can I just ask you a question?" So I'm like, "Sure, what's the question?" She's like, "Yeah, I just want to know where's your part at?" So I'm like, my part is right here where it's always been. And so therefore, after I said that, she went on ahead and next me. But I'm gonna say something about that interaction. And I'll
See?
put a name on it because
You see?
I'm gonna use that.
Delusional.
I'm gonna use that interaction. Hold on. Let's make it clear. I'm gonna use that interaction. I'm not talking about Dreka because I don't know her from a hole in the wall, and I
Right.
don't care, and I don't care to know her. Okay, but I will say this: that when you are a woman,
Keep talking.
yeah, when you a woman, vaginal health is nothing to play with.
It isn't. Nope.
Okay, women go through
Absolutely.
a lot. Women go through a lot with their vaginal health and pH balance and having cycles and having kids and going to
Yes.
the doctor, risking death at childbirth. There's so many topics I could talk about as women when it comes down to vaginal health,
Yep.
The
okay?
medical field
That you
in
would never
general.
be sitting up here as no woman talking about you just had a pap
That.
smear.
Right.
And I now I feel so comfortable. You just told on
Right.
your motherfucking self. So here it is that you thought that I was a real woman. So you sat up there and told on yourself by saying something that made no motherfucking
Okay.
sense whatsoever. Because a real woman is not going to
Wouldn't
sit up
say
here and
it.
say that a pap smear made her feel so comfortable. As a matter of fact, a real woman going to say nothing at all. But in true
Exactly.
reality, a pap smear is nothing comfortable. A pap smear is
At
almost damn
all.
near humiliating for a
Right.
woman. Okay? So when you sit up here and you play like that, but you can't even admit that you a trans woman, okay? And that's why I put a name to it, because I'm real with my shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But the truth of the matter is, you don't even know. I don't even think she knew who she was talking to. And if she did,
Girl.
she didn't do a good job. She didn't do a good job at letting me know that she knew who she was talking to. Because I would never look at another trans woman and say, "Oh yeah, I'm good. I just came
Right.
from getting my pap smear and I feel so comfortable." Because bitch,
Right.
at the end of the day, nothing about a pap smear or anything going inside of a woman's vagina of that manner is comfortable. Okay. And so I let that be that. But let me tell you why I put a name to it. Because that's the situations that people get clocked about. Because when you say things that you know nothing about because you don't have a vagina, okay? Because if you really had a vagina from birth, you wouldn't even be speaking on your vagina like that in
That
open
didn't.
public.
Remember earlier when I had said We
You
were
wouldn't do that.
saying the same thing earlier. This is exactly what I was talking about. We
And yeah, I
tell on
said it.
ourselves. We be telling
Yeah.
on ourselves guilty. And you
Let
said,
me tell
because
you.
like I said earlier, when you have
We don't tell
that,
on
you don't
ourselves.
need to
Listen,
prove
Faye, hold
that
on,
you
wait a
have
second, real quick.
that.
We don't tell on ourselves because we don't have to tell on ourselves. But people who live in that lie or that delusion telling themselves because they living in a lie and a delusion that they want to be approved or they want to be validated
Exactly.
by people who don't want you anyway. If Dreka knew half the people who didn't motherfucking want her, and she was able to come into the truth and understand that, she would be a whole nother beautiful person because she would understand that her beauty does not resonate on the outside, but it resonates
Yes.
on the inside, and that's why people
Yes.
will want her.
That's
I don't
why
have a
I get
threat.
frustrated, and the only reason I don't put names on it because this possibly could include trans girls that y'all seen me be friends with or have encounters with. That this could go for anyone, a hit dog or holler. However, that's why I always say it's so you're doing such a disservice to yourself to
Right. See,
always
someone said that
boast.
pap smears are extremely uncomfortable. That's what someone said in the comments.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
are. I
And
see when
that's
they
what I'm
said that.
saying.
Yup.
And
Like
so when you
so
sit there
many
playing like
girls,
that, you get yourself clocked. You clock
right?
yourself.
That's why I say so many
So
girls
you so
are doing
beautiful,
a
you worried
disservice
about
to
looking at me
themselves
being
doing that.
beautiful.
Right.
But see, sis, she was worried about me being beautiful. You see what I'm saying? It
Hmm.
was like Snow White, who's the fairest of them
Right.
all. See, at the end of the day, the queen was worried about who was the fairest. But Snow White didn't
Hmm.
have to worry about who was the fairest
Exactly.
because she was already Snow White. Snow White was
Absolutely.
worried about who was the motherfucking truest. That's
Yeah.
why Snow White became Snow motherfucking White.
But
That's
Snow
why the
White
queen
also
wanted.
became Snow White because of what
Yeah.
was in here.
That's my point. That is the point I'm trying to make. So that's what my point is that when I came across that live and
Right.
she did that to me, that affected me because I automatically looked at her and I saw myself. But then when
Right.
she said that to me, it repulsed me. It made
Right.
me look at her in a way was
In
like,
a different
ew.
way.
Like you're
Yeah.
not even that girl. You're not
Yeah.
that girl. You are that girl. You are that girl because you say you are. But when you turn around and say things like that, it makes you not that girl no more.
But this is why I be saying this is the type of conversation everybody can't really have. A lot of
Well, I could
girls
have it.
can't really have besides us three off top of head what I think of because the girls that don't think like this are so worried about the physical, constantly feeling they have to talk and boast about how sickening their outer appearance is,
And
how
a man,
nobody is seeing them. I don't ever hear a girl saying, bitch, no hoes ain't seeing me. You know why? Because I got integrity. I have joy. I have peace. I'm a good woman in the heart. I'm this, I'm that.
hmm,
It's always, I'm a badass bitch because none of you hoes are seeing me because, bitch, I look like this. I look like that. My body's like this. I'm like that. My shoe size is
yeah,
my.
yeah,
It's always a outer appearance thing. It's
that's
never
right.
a I have integrity. I'm a good
Yep, and it's
woman.
like
I'm a
instant.
good sister. I'm a good
You see
friend.
what he said? Look at the comment, and it's like instant shade and cattiness when it's another girl on a panel who is
Yes.
secure. Exactly. That's right. It's always
Yes.
going to be instant shade, and that's exactly what I got was instant shade. Because
Yep.
after that, she said, "Well, where's my part?" I'm like, "My part is right here." What you mean, where's my part? What did that have to do with anything that you just said about your
Exactly.
pap smear? Because I'm looking at her
Exactly.
like, "Oh, okay. Oh, you feel real comfortable, huh?"
The girls
Oh,
are
okay, cool.
weird.
But I'm looking at her like, "Girl, are you crazy?" That made me look at
Yes.
her like, "You my sister," but I'm looking at you now like, "No, you're not my sister. You're not my sister."
All
Not talking
right.
like that. Big fat.
Subscribe to my sis House Mouth channel to see more videos and to get the tea. Y'all know I'm always up on my girls channel.